fiercely contested presidential election, a National Assembly election that drew a new political map across the country. A president-elect has emerged, and some issues have also elected not to go away. There's another round of elections next week. Today on Political Update, we will take another look at the Nigerian 2023 presidential and National Assembly elections and highlight what to build upon and what to confine to the dustbin of history. I'm Fisayo Ogunfuyi. Welcome. The national chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Senator Abdullahi Adamu, says the party's victory in the 2023 presidential election, which is the third win within 10 years of its existence, is a testament to the nation's democratic maturity. He was speaking to newsmen at the party's national secretariat in Abuja.
It is about a year now that the current leadership of the governing All Progressives Congress took over the affairs of the party. The dynamics and outcome of the just concluded presidential election and the performance of the party did not come as a surprise to members of the National Working Committee.
It's the fact that we lost some major states, like Lagos, like Kaduna, like Nasarawa, and we didn't. Yes, we did not cry foul, make us the real political party in this country.
Like other stakeholders, Abdullahi Adamu appealed to Nigerians, particularly the political gladiators, to demonstrate the spirit of sportsmanship in the interest of the country.
Call for the cancellation of the elections over the unproven allegations of electoral fraud must be the height of their political desperation. All the judging citizens of this country who value peace and unity of purpose must rise with one voice to condemn these elements who want to parade themselves in the public space as the guardians of our electoral system.
The leadership encouraged General to ensure peaceful electoral process during the forthcoming governorship and state assembly elections. In Abuja, Saliu Gwanara, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party in the just concluded presidential election, Atiku Abubakar, says the processes and outcome of Saturday's election were grossly flawed and must be challenged by all. Atiku addressed the media in Abuja.
This is Atiku Abubakar's first public appearance since the conduct and announcement of winner of the presidential election. The PDP candidate noted that the 2023 presidential election presented Nigerians with a great opportunity for a reset. And Atiku Abubakar said everything went well for the country, such as the legal framework in the 2022 Electoral Act and the introduction of BVAS technology, as well as turnout of Nigerians in their numbers for the exercise. He disclosed that he is consulting with his party members and relevant stakeholders to determine the next line of action on the outcome of the exercise.
The weekend election was neither free nor fair. Of course, our lawyers are studying the results, of the election, and we await for their advice. So whatever they advise, then the party will meet, and then we decide the next line of action.
Atiku Abubakar appealed to his supporters and youths of the country to remain calm, vigilant and resolute in the days ahead. In Abuja, Onotu Yakubu, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Mr. Peter Obi, has announced his decision to challenge the results of the presidential election in court. This was during his interaction with newsmen in Abuja.
It is the first time the presidential candidate of the Labour Party will be making a public appearance since the February 25 elections. And this interface with the media is to share his thoughts on the election processes as conducted by INEC, which he says he will be challenging in court. Mr. Peter Obi, however, commended Nigerians for coming out en masse in last Saturday's election, charging them not to lose hope in the journey for a new Nigeria.
Let me humbly and most respectfully appeal to all Nigerians to remain peaceful, law-abiding, and conduct themselves in most responsible manner. Please be assured that Dati and I, and indeed all of us, this is not the end. for the beginning of the journey for a birth of new Nigeria.
With the second round of polls less than 2 weeks away, Peter Obi told his supporters to cast their ballot for Labour Party.
We have elections coming up on the 11th. I enjoy you to go out, campaign. I assure you that I will be part of it. I assure you that I'm totally committed for a better future in this country.
As the Labour Party presidential candidate took his leave, he left behind a message of peace and confidence in the Nigerian judiciary. In Abuja, Ekene Ndulue, NTA News.
President-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu says the best way to thank his supporters and Nigerians for his victory in Saturday's election is to work hard towards strengthening the unity of the country.
It's just a day after Bola Tinubu was confirmed the president-elect of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. A lifelong ambition becomes a reality. Those who have been with the president-elect every step of the way are equally basking in the joy of accomplishment. Among the early callers, the National Working Committee members of the APC, led by the party's national chairman, Abdullahi Adamu, rejoiced with their successful candidate in his new status.
That will open up avenues, limitless opportunities. I can't thank you.
The president-elect appreciated the support and commitment of the party members, particularly the NWC. For the first time, Tinubu expressed disappointment for losing Lagos State to the opposition. But he said he read between the lines and deduced the need to urgently reinforce the unity of the country in its mission to forge a greater Nigeria.
I promise you, it's going to be a fair government, guided by the rule of law, justice, and fairness. It's going to be a hard work from day one, and we all together join hands to build a promise in Nigeria.
Chief of Staff to President Muhammadu Buhari, Ibrahim Gambari, also came calling.
To just reaffirm the congratulations of the president and to wish him well, and to, of course, recognize that we have a lot of challenges as a country, but we shall overcome. And with his background and experience, right person to lead us at the right time. And we wish him all the very best in bringing us back together, including those who may not have voted for him because he's now the president-elect of the whole of Nigerians.
Some current and former governors, including Governor Abubakar Atiku Bagudu of Kebbi State, former governors Aliyu Wamako of Sokoto, and Abdulaziz Yari of Zamfara State, also registered their presence.
Ìgbà yìí ti dára ó dùn bólúwa ti fẹ́. Ìgbà yìí ti dára ó dùn bólúwa ti fẹ́.
It is the first day of visit to the president-elect since he received his certificates of return from INEC. Unexpectedly, this has just opened the gate for visitors on such mission in days to come. In Abuja, Musbah and Wahab, NTA News.
Thank you, Musbah. Joining us in the studio is APC Chieftain Chief Olushola Oke, Senior Advocate of Nigeria. Welcome to NTA Network Studios for Political Update.
Thank you for having me here.
All right, your voice seems a bit creaky. It seems as if it was a long election fortnight.
I just came back from the creeks. I was there 21 days, and I was using the same voice, so it's understandable. Calm down a bit.
All right, are you satisfied with the conduct of the presidential election? First, but how Nigerians came out for it, and of course, how the election management body conducted the exercise.
I must say that I'm satisfied, and I congratulate the participants. No losers in this election. All are winners. I salute the victory of President-elect Tinubu. I salute the courage, the vision, determination, and doggedness of other participants, especially Atiku and Peter Obi.
For once, we see an election where everybody was given equal opportunity. Until the declaration of the result, nobody could say with exactitude who the winner of that election was going to be. Many mighty were falling by the left and right, while the underdogs were coming up. It couldn't have been otherwise if a level ground was not provided. And I give it to President Buhari. Being the sitting president, what would have expected him to come with all his force? In fact, calculations here and there couldn't determine where he was. The president had to show his voters, his ballot paper, to show his party member that voted that way. So I think it's given to INEC, given to Mr. President that we have a level ground. Understandably, when you have this kind of election, the expectations are very high. People who have suffered defeated expectation naturally will give complaint, will give excuses. But I appeal that this is our country. We don't have any other country. Let the passion be lowered and let us face a common vision, which is to get Nigeria together and move Nigeria on.
All right, you've been a party man, both, at the time with the People's Democratic Party, now with the APC. What would be your advice to the incoming helmsman? How he will hit the ground running? 13 million plus didn't vote for him. He just got about 8 million. So how do we begin to heal those cracks and make sure that we forge a common cause?
Thank you very much. I've listened to the president-elect, and his message is to all Nigerians that let us move on. Election has come and gone. There have been victors and there have been victors on the other side. I think what Nigeria needs is a new order, a new orientation, an assurance that Nigerians are going to be better off under this deal. The economy at the moment is universal. It's not Nigeria alone. The war in Russia and Ukraine is affecting globally. The economy is facing challenges, but Nigeria in particular. The rate of naira to dollar is embarrassing. There's many infrastructure have been put in place by this government, but the Nigerians are not benefiting from the execution. And therefore, this government must find a way of returning the various policies to make sure that capital flight is minimized, and then Nigerians are benefiting from the execution of these projects. Of course, the president-elect has announced his policy on education because the youth are very angry. Unemployment, and then the instability in the educational institutions. These are some of the areas the president-elect, as soon as he's inaugurated, must face to give Nigeria. All they need is an assurance that we're going to have a new order, an order that will care about the welfare of Nigerians, that will guarantee security, that will guarantee employment for the teeming youth, and that an average Nigerian should be able to have access to meal, shelter, and good education. That is the job of this. That is the hope that can be generated or galvanized for Nigerians who believe in this government. There's frustration everywhere. Some of our policies, good as they may be, have brought hardship to Nigerians. Let's talk about cashless policy.
I needed to go there just today. You are the senior advocate of Nigeria, and I'm sure you had your eye on what was happening in the Supreme Court earlier in the day. Now that the Supreme Court has given that judgment that the old notes should be running concurrently with the new one till the end of the year, what are your comments at this time?
The Supreme Court is a policy court. The justices are not from the moon. They are from Nigeria. They live with us. They go to the same market. They go to the same shop, and they know what is happening. They pass by the ATM, even though they don't go there by themselves. They see the long queue. Nigerians struggling, not to get government money, but to get their own money from their various banks. So I'm not surprised that the Supreme Court, given the prevailing sovereign agony of Nigerians, that they came out with this decision. I just want to believe that our government will appreciate that when you do not allow legitimate avenue for redressing grievances, you are calling on anarchy. And therefore, this government should respect the decision of the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has not abolished the cashless policy, but has said that in order to cushion the fact to have a human face to it, allow both the old and the new to run together till somewhere in December, when enough of the new currencies will be available for Nigerians. And of course, the limit of withdrawal, I believe, should be increased so that Nigerians can have access. First and foremost, the economy is very bad. To make money is very difficult. The little money they have made, you want to take it away. It is like taking away their right, taking away their comfort, taking away their benefit. And so, Supreme Court has done very well. The decision is held by Nigerians, including myself. All of us, the cashless policy has brought us together at the same level. The big and the small, the high and the low. I went to bank, spent 4 hours there. I was able to collect only 10,000 naira. I don't want to mention how much I have in that account. And so it's a welcome development. And I think it will bring some cushion. It will bring some respite to Nigerians.
All right, let's move on very quickly. Politics is local as well. But you're looking at that. For the people of Ondo State, we saw how you voted as well. What would be the expectation for the new government in Ondo State for where you belong and where you have an interest, perhaps?
Thank you very much. We have just elected new crop of legislators, a few returning. Our problem in Ondo has been that we have not benefited from the national budget. 16 trillion, 21 trillion now. If you go through the budget and analyze it, you will observe that Ondo State has not been benefiting. And so what we want from this government is that for once, let the people of Ondo State be regarded as Nigerians and be treated in their right. We contribute much to the economy, yet we get nothing from the national budget. Of course, our resources are not being developed. We have the bitumen, which can turn around the economy of Nigeria. We want to think that this government will look in that direction. We have the most comfortable environment for deep sea port, which we have been on. I just hope that under this government, it will be understood that Nigeria, Ondo State has the longest coastline closest to the Federal Capital Territory in terms of distance. I want to believe that this government will look in that direction. Above it all, Ondo State is a state where, yes, the government of the state, but our problems cannot be tackled. Talk about the coastline devastation. It is beyond the power and the capacity of the state government. Most of our communities have been eroded. Ayetoro, the community that was noted for its communism, popular across the globe, is almost gone by 90% into the Atlantis. I just want to believe and pray that this government will look into that direction. The people of Ondo State, like any other part of Nigeria, we want the welfare of the people to be the priority of this government.
All right, very shortly, let's just take a few comments on the election. And Senator Binta Masi Garba was here earlier in our studio. She says the Emiloko mantra has begun in Adamawa State as well.
The 2 or the 3 or 4 of the aspirants before the February 2015 were men of proven integrity when it comes to political activities. They were once in way or the other elected in various offices, and no one can give you a clear cut of the victory at the end of the day. But 1 or 2 people stand firm to be at the top. And one thing that has given us an edge as APC members was that we have, at the time we went into election, we're having about 22 governors, sitting governors. So obviously, with that kind of governorship on the ladder, APC stands a better chance of clinching that presidential election. But again, the election that came and gone was divided on ethnic and religious divide, which obviously is not healthy for the political stand that we have in Nigeria. And again, after the election, it tilted towards ethnic and religious divide. But one thing that I'm happy with is that the 19th state, northern Nigeria, though it was divided between the PDP and the APC, I see Binani clinching the seat in barely less than 2 weeks to come, that in next Saturday. Why? Because she has done what is expected of a legislator, bringing the dividend of democracy to its people, her people. She has done that to the extent that in Adamawa today, religion will not play its stand or ethnic activities. But the Binani that has been in the House of Representatives and now in the Senate has gone into the thresholds of what other men couldn't. And I think most women in Adamawa State, irrespective of religion or ethnic group, will stand with Binani. And I, as a woman, I have no option is to see that this battle is not her battle alone. It is the battle of every Nigerian woman, irrespective of your status. This is the time for us to break the jinx and pull down the glass ceiling. For once, a woman from northern Nigeria is among the powers that be, that will be the governor of a state, and I have no doubt Binani, Senator Binani, will be that woman.
Member representing Agege Federal Constituency, Dr. Samuel Adijari, says Nigerians will get a fair deal under the incoming president.
I want to start by saying that this election, we've never had this kind of election before now. Very fair, just, and very open, and it's the best election we've had. This time around, we were able to remove this issue of overvoting, this issue of people getting to use other people's cards. You know, now it has to be biometrically done. Use your face matched with your biometrics. That will make you vote. And that goes a lot. You can see that the numbers are reasonable now. Unlike before, some places would declare 2 million votes. 3 million, 2.something million votes. Now it is cut to size because we are really getting the actual thing. Because before you have to vote, it has to be your biometrics matched with your face that will make you vote. If you don't get to do this, those ones, if they don't match, you won't vote. So it is one man, one vote, actually, that has happened. And whatever has come out as a result is the best we've had. It is fair and just, and it is very, very right. It is good for our democracy. It just shows now that, see, what you're able to offer to the people will really go a long way in determining whether you are going to come back to that office or not. Accountability will be well assured now. You have to be able to account for whatever you have been able to do in that position, that mandate that your people have given you. If they know you are not using it well, they will take you off. And that is the way to go about it. And now I'm so happy as a politician that now is the best. If you do well, you are going to get good results from the elections. But if you don't do well, you don't perform well, you don't listen to your people, you don't offer them services where you need to offer them, and you don't represent them well, like me, that I'm a legislator, they will remove you. It's as simple as that. That means people have now gotten hold of that power, and they can use it the way they fit them.
That's been Political Update. We've had Chief Olushola Oke, SAN, with us, and hopefully you will still oblige us. We know Ondo State is far, Elijah, to be precise, is far, but perhaps we will supply the canoe to get you across the Niger and then get into our studios in subsequent programs. Thank you so much.
Just let me know. We'll provide as many as you need.
All right, that has been the program Political Update. Don't forget that in another 8 days, there will be another chance, another fellowship with the ballot box. We will be here to cover all, as we've done in the past week, to give you the very best of news, reviews, previews, and interviews, and always urging you to play your politics for the greater good. Bye-bye now.